20s who are in the juvie jail. And by the way, that's not a good mix for the juvenile inmates. So, that is the latest.
Talk Radio 570 KVI. Waking up with you every weekday morning. This is the Carlson Rewind.
Tired of working hard with nothing to show for it? Break free with a financial freedom seminar. In just 16 hours, learn a proven real estate system for passive income, get expert guidance, connect with mentors, and escape the job trap. Seats are limited. Join us in Seattle, April 12th and 13th. Text radio to 88007 for 60% off. Again, text RADIO to 88007 now. That's radio to 88007.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities. Victory over setbacks. Victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Join the V Foundation team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
Join our team in the fight against cancer at V.org.
Before I was adopted, I felt alone.
I felt nervous that I wouldn't have a family.
I was getting older and older. I didn't think I was going to get adopted.
With help from the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, Lexi, Connor, and LaShawna now have a forever family and the foundation for a bright future.
When I was adopted, it was like, wow, I get to settle, and this is permanent.
After I was adopted, I felt happy.
Adoption changed me for the better. I feel like I can be whoever I want to be.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find forever families for children who have been lingering in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
It was a normal day.
He was in some minor accident, a fender bender.
And I had this impulse to call him. I didn't. Because I thought I could call him later that week.
He abandoned the car. He came
Hello.
He shot himself without ever talking to
Good
anyone.
morning.
When I came home that night and I found her, they told me
Here
that
is
she had shot
Hasti's
herself.
TV.
And I couldn't believe it. I asked,
Watching Hasti's sleeping.
Got into your house. Protection is a terrible mess.
once you pull that trigger, that's it. There is no coming back.
سلام
65 Americans a day die by gun
اینجا
suicide.
تلویزیون هستی در حال خوابیدن شما دارید تماشاش میکنین
At infamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
I continue my sleep.
Feel like it's controlling your life and your decisions, possibly limiting you? Well, I've been there. But through the National Federation
Is
of
there
the Blind,
anybody
I learned that I don't have
here?
to allow blindness to define me, and you don't have to either. To learn more and find the support you need, simply visit blind.org. That's blind.org. The National Federation of the Blind.
Hello.
Live the life you want.
سلام حالم خوب نبود یکم گفتم بیام بخندم Hello, no.
Got a double shot from your governor.
Social
media
Hello.
sweep sponsored by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Ooh.
Yesterday, 9:30 in the morning.
Hello.
For
Ferguson posted this
How
message
are
about the Trump
you?
administration, saying the Trump administration is setting
Please
back the
write
United States on clean energy, but
comment,
he's giving
like
Washington State a head
me
start
if you
in
like
leading the nation.
me.
We will seize the opportunity to create
Also,
good
like
paying
me
jobs.
if
And
you
then in this
don't
video he
like
attaches, he says,
me.
expect announcements from me in the coming weeks on
Who
clean
is
energy
here?
investments we are making
Raise
with
your
innovative companies
hand.
across Washington State.
Say
Now,
your
when I
name.
translate
کی
that,
اینجاست دستا بالا.
that's we're gonna
اسمتون رو
overspend for the
بنویسید
cost
در
of
کی
energy,
اینجاست
is what he's
اسمتون رو
saying,
بخونم.
basically, which means
I
that's
can
gonna cost
call
you
your
more
name
money as
if you
taxpayers.
write your
And then about
name.
4:30 yesterday afternoon,
Write your name. I can say your name. اسمتون رو بنویسید بخونم.
Where's all the investment banks? Where's all the investors looking to invest in these clean energy companies? Such a great future in front of them.
اسمتون رو بنویسید بخونم.
He added this. We just saved $70,000 by
Write
canceling
your
an order
name,
placed
write
last year
your
to
name.
replace
I
carpet in
can
the
call
governor's
you.
office.
Write your name,
$70,000.
write your
That's just one
name,
example of
write
how
your
thorough my team
name.
has
I
been
can
in
call you.
scouring state spending. This work is critical in the face of the biggest budget deficit in state history. And I don't know whether to laugh or cry at that one.
Well, I will tell you this. Jay Inslee wouldn't have saved that money. I'm a new carpet.
That's who placed the order.
You know, let the hoi polloi pay for a new carpet. Yeah, so at least I'll give Ferguson that.
Oh shit.
At least Inslee would have
What the
approved that.
In our
hell?
$10 to $12 billion home.
$1 billion. If I had $1 billion, I was not here.
A reduction in the state budget of 10 to 12 billion. We don't have a deficit like that. We have a gap between
La, 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 la. Tom, Tom, you're here, Tom. Oh, 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 Tom. La 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 la. La la la. سلام مهدی، چطوری؟ مهدی خوبی؟ پویا اسکری نوشتم بخون. پویا سلام. پویا اسکری چطوری عشقم؟ خوش اومدی. حسین نریمانی از ایران. خوبی عشقم؟ پویا اسکری از کجایی؟ امروز نقاشی کوچولوامونو میخوایم براتون اعلام کنیم. یک کوچولوی نازنازی از ایران پویا اسکری نقاشی فرستاده برامون. پاشو بابا دیگه، بست خواب. پویا اسکری. آقا بیرون بودم یخ زدم. چی میگی؟ خوابیده نیستن که. محمد مزاری 1000 سلام، چطوری؟ پویا اسکری مرسی. فداد. رامین سلام عشقم، خوبی هستی جون؟ سلام رامین. یه کوچولوی دیگه داریم اینجا، رامین کوچولو. دیگه کی داریم؟ پویا اسکری از ارومیه. خوبی عزیزم؟ نقاشی دستم رسید، خیلی قشنگ بود. هستی لالا کردی موش بخورتت. رامین. پویا اسکری میگه چرا میخندی؟ نمیدونم. اول زنده دیدم خوابی. خدا جان. کی دیگه اینجاست؟ Who is here? احمد مختاری سلام. خوبی احمد؟ همش خوابی که. aufwachen aufwachen ist morgen اسپایدر کینگ. او اسپایدر کینگ پادشاه عنکبوتا. اسپایدر کینگ. این خانم چرا خوابی پس زنده گذاشتی؟ لایو میگی زنده چه با مزه. Hi man, why you were sleeping alive? پیاز کرد. I don't know. پس چرا پس خواب بودی زنده گذاشتی؟ من نفهمیدم انگلیسی هستی فارسی هستی کدومشی؟ هر دوتا. کوفت پاشو خودتو جمع کن دختر. حسین نریمانی از ایران. نه خدا کوفت گفتی کوفت حوثی کوفت قلقلی کردم. کوفت قلقلی میخوام. کوفت قلقلی. چرا مسخره میکنی؟ وا سلام هستی جان چطوری؟ سبا چطوری سبا جون؟ مسخره نکردم. چیو مسخره کردم؟ حسین نریمانی هستی؟ بله. حمید رضا سلام حمید رضا خوبی؟ هستی ببخشید منو چی زدی؟ هستی ببخشید منو چی زدی؟ اون چیه دیگه؟ نفهمیدم یعنی چی؟ منو با چی زدی؟ یعنی تو رو با چی زدم؟ هستی من رفتم رفیق مراقب خودت باش. فدات حسین جون دیگه. رضا Hearts for TV yes. هستی خوش به حالت که اینقدر میخندی. روحیت خوبه دمت گرم. سبا بیا اینجا با هم بخندیم. بیا سبا Geh arbeiten oder ab in die Heimat. Ich komme gerade zurück von Arbeiten. Dankeschön. Dankeschön, Germany. Dankeschön. Dankeschön, Germany. هستی همیشه خوشخنده است. آقا یارو نوشته یا برو سر کار یا برگرد به کشورت. اینجوری نوشته. حسودی داره میتاره که. یه فش بهش بدید فضولی کرد. الان امروز اجازه دارید بهش فش بدید. نه بابا گفتم یه چیزی اینا زدی. اینا منظورم هستی واسه بعدن چک کن از یوتیوب چجوری ادمین کرد بعد منو ادمین کن. نمیدونم به خدا خیلی گشتم پیداش نکردم. حسین هستی اگه پسر بودم میمدم میگرفتم چون خوشخنده هستی. سبا فدات. من حالم اوکی نیست بعدا میام. هستی جان رفیق فعلا قربونت برم. حسین مواظب خودت باش. امیدوارم که همه چی به خیر و خوبی باشه برات. پویا اسکری 12 ساله از ایران میگه که آره سبا خانم خیلی میخنده. حیف که بزرگی. یعنی چی؟ Is there anybody here talk English or German? Make me free please. No? There's nobody here talk English or German. Make me free. No? No. Okay, there's nobody here. There's nobody. آقا پویا من بزرگم. پویا اسکلش من 18 سالم از خودت در نیار. اوکی، پویا عسکری 18 ساله در برنامه کارتون بچه کوچولو ها. تو اینجا چی کار میکنی؟ مال بچه کوچولو هاست. برنامه تلویزیون من مال بچه کوچولو هاست، من کارتون نگاه میکنن. تو 18 ساله واسه چی اینجایی؟ تو برو برنامه عمو پورنگ رو نگاه کن. برنامه عمو پورنگ بعد از برنامه من شروع میشه بچه ها. یادش بخیر عمو پورنگ زنده است. اردک تک 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 اردک تک اردک اردک تنها به زیر آب، چشمشو بسته میخواد بخوابه. کاشکی که اردک، کاشکی که اردک دوست شه با کاشکی که لک لک دوست شه با اردک، تا که نباشن او دو تا تک تک اردک تک 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 تک. سلام خاله، خوبی شما؟ حسن سلام. سلام خاله جون، خوبی پسرم؟ حسن 11 ساله از کجاست؟ حسن از کجایی؟ هستی؟ خوش باشی، خدا نگهدار. خوشحال شدم دمت. سبا فدات شم عزیزم، مرسی. کجا؟ با این عجله وایسا دیگه، میخوام کارتون پخش کنم الان. چه کارتونی دوست دارید بچه ها؟ کارتون هستی جان، چرا مسخره میکنی؟ کیو مسخره کردم؟ سلام خاله، خوبی شما؟ هستی؟ این چرا میگه مسخره میکنه؟ من مسخره نکردم. ماشاءالله خوشخنده هستی، ولی این اخلاقت خیلی بده. کدومش؟ باشه پس من میرم بخوابم دیگه. بذار رادیو روشن کنم. رادیو روشن میکنم میخوابم. حالا که اینطوریه حرفم دیگه نمیزنم.
This guy did not grow up in anything even approaching privilege.
Good night.
He has no time for the nonsense, and here's what really drives the political left nuts. J.D. Vance is utterly fearless. Not afraid of them or intimidated by them at all. So with that in mind, I want you to listen to Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet probably turned in the best acting performance of the year for his role in the Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown. And he plainly has immense admiration for Bob Dylan. Anyway, the role he played, he poured a lot of work into it, and he won the Best Actor award from the Screen Actors Guild. It's, you know, the Golden Globes and the SAG, they call it Screen Actors Guild Awards, leading up to the Oscars. And he gave a speech that I haven't heard anyone give in a long time. Listen to Chalamet's acceptance speech.
I know the classiest thing would be to downplay the effort that went into this role and how much this means to me, but the truth is this was 5.5 years of my life. I poured everything I had into playing this incredible artist, Mr. Bob Dylan, a true American hero, and it was the honor of a lifetime playing him. It's an honor I share with Monica, Elle, Edward, the entire cast, who in a genre doing a biopic that could be perhaps tired. Everyone gave it their all. So I'm deeply grateful to them. And lastly, I can't downplay the significance of this award because it means the most to me. And I know we're in a subjective business, but the truth is I'm really in pursuit of greatness. I know people don't usually talk like that, but I want to be one of the greats. I'm inspired by the greats. I'm inspired by the greats here tonight. I'm as inspired by Daniel Day-Lewis, Marlon Brando, and Viola Davis as I am by Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps, and I want to be up there. So I'm deeply grateful to that. This doesn't signify that, but it's a little more fuel, it's a little more ammo to keep going. Thank you so much.
Isn't that interesting? That he says, yeah, you bet I want to be great. Yeah, you bet I want to be one of the best of all time. And yeah, these are the people who I look up to, and these are the people I want to be on par with one day. No apologies whatsoever for admitting that he's competitive. No apologies for being ambitious. No apologies for wanting to be admired, even idolized by others for being great. So, maybe our culture is coming around. Maybe, this is just one more sign of America's culture starting to point in the right direction again. That sounded like a speech that would have been given, I don't know, 50 years ago.
Maybe the 80s spring.
So I just love what Timothy Chalamet had to say.
Much better than Jane Fonda at the same event.
Wasn't she an embarrassment? Wrinkled old communist. Anyway. But no, Timothy Chalamet is the future. Jane Fonda is the distant past. All right. Jane Fonda. Lars Larson joining us here. How's it going this morning, Lars Larson?
It's going very well. I guess I'm just wondering, are the liberals going to be able to take 47 more months of this and potentially, a term of another conservative president after this? Because they seem to be losing their minds right now.
Well, they're losing their minds because I'm going to be talking about this next hour because the American people are heading toward Trump.
Have you seen those poll numbers?
Yeah, I'm going to be talking about them in just a
so
moment.
I won't jump the gun then.
Yeah, he's doing great. But, this looks to be a worldwide trend. Okay? Yep. For instance, Argentina voting for a populist free market conservative.
And what did he do? He took them, wasn't this their first balanced budget in more than 100 years?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like 123, and he took a chainsaw to it, and then he brings a chainsaw to Washington, D.C. to present it to Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
And somebody said, what's this chainsaw garbage? And I said, the chainsaw is a metaphor for what they're going to do to government spending because governments are spending the people into oblivion.
In Italy, Giorgia Meloni elected as again, populist conservative, and of course they tried to say, perhaps a fascist for being from Italy, where Mussolini came from. No, I mean, it's the same thing the media always do. They called Trump a fascist, when he ran in just this past November. But Argentina, Italy, El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, who turned his country from one of the most dangerous into one of the safest in the hemisphere. Just like Javier Milei completely redid the budget and the economy, El Salvador, the president there, made crime the major priority. And in Germany, they just voted to go in a more rightward direction. In Canada, they're about to, they will, when Justin Trudeau calls elections, which he has to do this year. So, again, this is happening all over the world. Lars Larson.
And John, you and I can remember times where the Democrats would have popular support for 4 or 5 major issues. Republicans would have major support for 4 or 5 other issues. But this is like every issue under the sun. I know when you talk about that poll, I won't give the numbers, but on illegals, on waste, fraud, and abuse, on closing the border, on men out of women's sports, on only 2 genders, on ending race-based hiring in the government, on reciprocal tariffs, on ending the war with Ukraine, all of them, even on ending Joe Biden's crazy ban on offshore drilling, the American public is behind Trump in numbers too big to be just conservatives.
Yeah, no, well over that.
So what's the
we can
winning
give a couple
issue
of
that
those
the
numbers.
Democrats hope to persuade Americans
Yeah,
with? Because I can't think of it.
We'll give a couple of those numbers. 57% support ending the ban on new offshore drilling. 60% support direct negotiations with Russia to end the war in Ukraine. 59% support cutting government spending that had already been approved by Congress. And then when you get into Tom Homan, illegal alien, 81% support deporting criminal illegal aliens. 76%. A full-scale effort to find and support and eliminate waste and fraud in government. The American people are there. How about that? You don't want to miss Lars every day of the work week.
This is the Carlson Rewind, KVI.
This is Paul Grant, and I invite you to join me every Saturday afternoon at 2:30 for the Legacy and Faith Show, where we will discuss estate planning, wealth transfer and reception, and other related topics from a biblical perspective. My company, Planning with Purpose, is a relationship-based estate planning firm for all stages of life. Our goal is to work with clients throughout their life so their estate plan is always at its highest and best use. So find out more at legacyandfaith.com and join me every Saturday at 2:30 right here on KVI.
If you're a fan of cars, especially Ferraris, get ready to start your engines. This Saturday morning, Griot's Garage in Tacoma hosts Caffeine and Gasoline, featuring a Ferrari-themed car show, but all models are welcome. And 570 KVI's Northwest Auto Show with Russ Randall will be broadcasting live. Doors open at 8 a.m. with plenty of free coffee, donuts, and horsepower. Join the fun. Caffeine and Gasoline, Griot's Garage, 3333 South 38th Street, Tacoma. See you there.
Roxanne Watson is on a mission.
Hello, how are you doing today?
She wants more people to register as organ, eye, and tissue donors.
Are you organ donor?
Yes, I am.
Yay! My goal is to sign up the most people in the United States.
What drives her? Roxanne's own life was saved through the gift of a heart transplant, made possible by an organ donor.
I decided that day that I was going to devote myself to the cause of organ donation and signing people up and honoring my donor by doing that.
Now she's back to health, and she's a powerful force, helping to save lives every day through her work. Imagine what you can make possible by leaving behind the gift of life.
8 people can be helped with the major organs, and up to 50 people can be helped with a little bit of everything. And when you think about it that way, that you could help that many people, it's amazing. It really is.
Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here.
I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy. You know what? We should make an emergency communication plan. That way we're ready this year. At my dorm, we have emergency kits for earthquakes and wildfires, but I'm sure there's something more local I can send you with a link.
Okay, sure.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Charlie died after taking a single pill that turned out to be counterfeit.
He was having back issues, and it was a counterfeit poisonous pill.
Websites and social media selling fake medicines may look legitimate, but they're not. Drugs from these rogue pharmacies could have fillers like sawdust or deadly fentanyl.
He died in less than 15 minutes after taking the pill.
Now there's a free tool that can give you peace of mind. At safe.pharmacy, enter the pharmacy web address, and you'll know if the site you're using is safe.
If you're not getting your prescriptions from a legitimate source, that next dose you take could be your last.
We just don't want other people to go through what we're going through. It's just horrific.
Go to safe.pharmacy. Find out about fake medicine on social media and if the site you're buying from is safe. Dad, I picked up your pills, made your lunch, and your laundry is done.
When you care for a loved one, you take care of everything. But are you taking care of yourself? Find free care guides at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Carlson Rewind. The Commute with Carlson is up next at 6. KVI. I wanted to get into this back and forth going on. Tom Homan was speaking to the Conservative Political Action Conference over the weekend. And he has been going from city to city, arresting illegal immigrants who are criminals. They either have a criminal record from their country of origin, many of them gang members, or they've committed crimes while here. And Tom Homan is furious with the city of Boston for not only refusing to let them know when they have illegal immigrants in their jails or leaving their prison system who have been convicted of crimes, but even violent criminals. It is a higher priority for them to release violent criminals in the country illegally rather than cooperate with ICE to deport them. Isn't this just nuts? But this is what had Tom Homan really upset when he was speaking over the weekend about Boston.
I'm coming to Boston. I'm bringing hell with me. 9 child rapists that were in jail in Massachusetts, or rather than honoring an ICE detainer, release them back into the street. You're not a police commissioner. Take that badge off your chest, put it in the desk drawer. Because you became a politician, you forgot what it's like to be a cop.
That's truer words were never spoken. He's referring to the Boston police chief, Michael Cox. And he needs to go to Massachusetts and say this over and over and over again. He said, I stopped counting at 9. 9 child rapists who were released in Massachusetts, and all of them were sent back on the streets rather than notify Immigration and Customs Enforcement, hey, we've got a rapist who's in the country illegally. Do you want him? The answer is yes, we want him. We'll deport him. Think about this. This is a wonderful snapshot into the mentality of the American liberal. Okay? This is your progressive mindset at work. They would rather see a child rapist back on the streets rather than deported. A rapist who is in the country illegally, they would rather see walking the streets of their city instead of calling ICE and say, would you please deport this monster? How sick is that? You talk about having strange priorities. But that is how the law works in Massachusetts. And you just have to shake your head at, this is the same state that gave the country Willie Horton. Any small chance that Michael Dukakis had of becoming president back in 1988 vanished when a violent criminal named Willie Horton, in prison for murder, was given a weekend furlough. Again, was given a furlough, a convicted murderer. And he left Boston, or I think it was Boston, but it was in Massachusetts. He left and went to neighboring Maryland and raped a woman. And there had been a bill to prevent people convicted of violent crimes from getting weekend furloughs from prison. And the governor, Michael Dukakis, vetoed it. And like I said, any small chance he had of becoming president vanished when the Bush campaign publicized that. So Tom Homan needs to publicize over and over again. He should go to Boston. He should go throughout Massachusetts and say, your state government, your Democrats in power would rather shield child rapists from us and deportation. They would rather see those rapists on the streets of Massachusetts rather than being deported by us. Boy, you can't say that often enough. Make sure that even people who don't pay much attention to politics are well aware of this. So, and again, Tom Homan, my favorite member of the administration, he, of course, is being attacked, and he doesn't care. He's completely fearless, and he's going to win. He's going to win because the vast majority of people, what was the Harvard, where's Harvard located? Oh, yes, Massachusetts, right there in the Boston area. The Harvard-Harris poll, 81% of Americans believe that illegal aliens who commit crime in the United States should be deported. So these self-righteous Democrats, these elected officials, the governor of Massachusetts, the mayor of Boston, they are speaking for a very disturbed few number of people. And it really shows you how radical they are. It really reveals just how borderline ill their agenda is.
Talk Radio 570 KVI, waking up with you every weekday morning. This is the Carlson Rewind.
Have you ever been through a replacement Windows sales pitch that made you feel uncomfortable? Maybe the price started way up here, and then they went and talked to their manager, and then the price magically dropped. Yeah, it can be an uneasy experience. But what if there's a better way? What if you could get premium windows at an affordable price without all the hassle? EcoView Windows and Doors has bridged that gap for Northwest homeowners. And guess what? Your new windows from EcoView Windows and Doors will never leak. And they stand behind that with an installation warranty that lasts forever. Guaranteed. No fine print, no BS. So if you believe that you shouldn't have to sacrifice quality for price, go ahead, talk to the big guys. Then talk to EcoView. EcoView Windows and Doors. Premium and affordable windows and doors. Installed right, by the right people, with a warranty you'll love. And they stand behind it. It's as easy as 123. Go to 123ecoview.com. That's 123ecoview.com.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Take a walk down Main Street, any Main Street, and what do you see? Unfortunately, during COVID-19, many businesses have had to limit their hours. Some have furloughed staff or cut wages. Others have shut down completely.
A loss of income for many can have serious consequences, as people often must leave their neighborhoods and homes in search of more affordable housing. Added to this heartbreak, some people of color face housing discrimination as they look for new homes and are shut out of certain housing opportunities because of their race, color, or national origin.
This must stop. COVID-19 inequity is real, and it shouldn't be made worse because of housing discrimination.
If you suspect housing discrimination because of your race, color, or national origin, file a complaint with HUD so we can investigate it.
To learn more, go to HUD.gov/fairhousing. Fair housing. The law is on your side.
A public service message from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
No word in the English language is less convincing
then probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp. I can probably hit the green from here. Probably. Can I get a mulligan? Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay. Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
My daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. If there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops. My dad wasn't around. And I remember riding a bike and falling off and cutting myself, and me never just wanting to get back on it. People ask, how your children learn how to ride a bike, and you didn't. I didn't teach them. I just created an environment where they taught themselves, and all I had to do was be there.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
KVI Seattle and KPLC HD3 Seattle. Live from the Northgate Rare Coin Studios. Streaming to the world at KVI.com. Talk Radio 570 KVI.
KVI News now.
President Trump is holding his first cabinet meeting. The White House has confirmed that Elon Musk will appear at today's meeting to give an update on his Doge advisory panel. Under Musk, Doge is claiming to have cut government spending by issuing layoffs and terminating contracts. Almost 24 Doge tech employees are stepping down rather than help make changes being ordered by billionaire Elon Musk. Alice Barr reports.
21 workers resigned from the U.S. digital service that turned into Doge, saying they won't use their expertise to compromise core government systems, jeopardize sensitive data, or dismantle critical public services.
The civil servants add that Doge's actions contradict their stated mission. Musk called the resigning workers political holdovers who refuse to return to the office. The House on Tuesday narrowly passed the GOP's budget resolution. Mark Mayfield reports.
The vote was 217 to 215, with Thomas Massie being the only Republican who voted against the bill. A handful of other Republicans expressed concern with bill's spending cuts and how it will affect social programs like Medicaid, but still voted for it. Despite its passing in the House, the Senate has already adopted a different budget resolution, focused more on border security and national defense. Both chambers will have to agree on one version of the bill in order for it to move ahead to President Trump's desk. I'm Mark Mayfield.
The Vatican says Pope Francis remains in critical but stable condition today after having a quiet night. The Holy See press office says the Pope underwent a scheduled CT scan Tuesday to monitor his double pneumonia and that the progress remains guarded. And McDonald's says it will not be adding an egg surcharge as egg prices soar in the U.S. Other chains like Waffle House and Denny's have started charging extra for dishes with eggs. I'm Michael Cass.
From the Northwest News Radio Traffic Center, this is KVI Traffic. Brought to you by All Red Heating and Cooling.
Well, an accident certainly explains some additional delays. We've got a new one northbound I-5 here in Federal Way at 272nd Street. It was in the roadway. It's now off to the shoulder. That's why you're extra packed already from Highway 18. Looks like Valley Freeway also taking some extra volume here, so it's already delayed northbound out of Auburn from Highway 18 up almost toward 277. LA Freeway continues to see slowdowns as you merge onto 405 back from 43rd Street. Brenton's having enough 405 there at Maple Valley Highway with, enough volume continuing north up toward Colquitt Parkway, maybe even. I-5 northbound in Seattle is, up to speed just north of the West Seattle Bridge toward the Convention Center, but it continues to fill in. Snohomish County, same story. Southbound I-5 looks good out of Marysville. Enough traffic here down in toward Everett, but busier south of Bowen Freeway toward the I-405 split. 405 southbound out of Canyon Park toward Bothell, building along still very well. In the Northwest News Radio 97.7 AM 1000 Traffic Center, I'm Libby Kay.
You found it. The best place for live, local, conservative talk in the morning. The Commute with Carlson. Stimulating, entertaining, and making a difference. Here's John Carlson on Talk Radio 570 KVI.
According to a new poll, Trump is still not scoring well with female voters ages 18 to 24. He's now seeking advice from Bill Belichick.
Okay, in case you don't know what that little wisecrack is about.
Gotta find the sources.
Bill Belichick is maybe the most successful NFL football coach ever. Okay?
Ding. All the Super Bowl victories, yeah.
Yes. 47 Super Bowl victories. I mean, he's really done well for himself. He's also 70 years old, and he is now a college football coach. Tom Brady left the Patriots. The Patriots kind of tails spun. Belichick stayed a couple of years and then accepted, I think, North Carolina, the coaching job at North Carolina, again, at age 70. Well, he's got himself a new girlfriend.
Oh, college campus. I mean, John, hello.
And his girlfriend is in her 20s.
Yeah, late 20s.
So, what, 27, 28, something like that?
Yeah.
So, that's what that was all about, Bill Belichick. Anyway, welcome everybody. The John Carlson Show, Talk Radio 570 KVI, right where you need to be. This and every single day of the work week from 6 till 9. Oh my goodness, do we have a lot to talk about, including a stunning story out of Australia. I guarantee you have not had other than people who have been in, shall I say, airplane accidents, mishaps, crash landings, etc., and live to tell about it. Other than you, no one has had a more traumatic flight than this couple from Australia. And I will tell you why coming up a little bit later on in the show. But first, before we go any further, this is Wednesday, right? The last Wednesday in the month of February. And on every Wednesday, the John Carlson Show's almost world-famous legendary lyric.
Legendary.
Is underway. You know how it works, right? I read you the lyric from a classic hit song. And when you hear that lyric going in or coming back from commercial break, just be caller number 10. And you will be the winner. And the winner gets some pretty good swag here this week.
It's always going to be with Daniel's Broiler, USDA Prime Steak. It's your choice for fish and chicken and spirits. 4 locations you're choosing. Bellevue, downtown Seattle, Leshigh, South Lake Union. Website, danielsbroiler.com. John, I'm not done. I've been working on some classified information. We still have power outages all over Kitsap, Mason County this morning, but I just got clearance from a contact of ours for the Carlson Commute in Hollywood. You recognize this sound?
Ghost Rider requesting flyby.
That is a...
Yeah.
Guten Morgen. they doing here? She don't understand.